Hey guys, and welcome back. Another tutorial. This is a little bit more in depth with code, but again it's a very simple system. This is a stamina system for sprinting and changing your speed from a kind of a slower normal speed to an increased running speed. This works whether you're doing a kind of third person adventure or a first person shooter. It doesn't really matter. It could be a side scroller if you wanted to, and you could still use this. It's kind of worldwide applicable to every sort of which way and when and this and that and stuff. Ignore me, but not now, because this is the information bit, so you best, yeah. Two things we've done straight off the bat. Once I've set a number variable, stamina, and set that to 100. Underneath that we're using a show meter, which you can find under create interface show meter, and we're going to show meter that stamina number variable, and we're just going to chuck that on the bottom screen on the left, and I've coloured it blue. That's just so we get a visual representation of the stamina as we're using it. You can get it to, you can change it around to appear only once you've started using it if you want to. I'll add that in towards the end. Let's get over the rest of this code first. I'm going to use the right trigger in order to initiate the sprint. What I'm going to say is when the right trigger is held down, and, which is just a timing and logic thing, and the stamina number that we have is greater than 0, our on-land speed is equal to 8, and this is, obviously configurable to whatever sort of speed you want. This is an important one here. This one tile here, this moving tile, which you'll just find under movement events and moving. It checks to see whether you're moving or not. And what we're going to do, because we are decrementing the stamina number variable by 1, and of course the game runs at 30 frames a second, so every one it ticks down is it ticks down by 30 every second, so you get about 3 and a bit seconds of sprint time. But the thing is, if you held down the trigger normally without this moving tile, it would just decrease your stamina bar even if you're stood still, and obviously we don't want that. We only want it to start decreasing while we are actually mobile, so that helps a lot. For this one, I'll show you the kind of difference. This is an extra line I've just added in, but I'll show you the difference with and without towards the end, why this one is quite important as well. Not so much for first person games, but for third person games it is very important, where I've just said when the stamina number variable is less than 5, our online speed equals 4. This is just the numbers I've used. I've used 4 and then doubled it to 8 for sprinting, just to give a clear visual on the difference in speed. These 3 lines are child links, by the way, and what we're going to say on this third child line is else. So when the right trigger isn't being pressed and we're not sprinting, our online speed equals 4, which is our normal walk speed. Walk speed, I said warp speed. Right. Childed to this else line, we're going to say when the stamina is less than 100. So when our stamina is depleted by any, we're actually going to increment that stamina number by 0.5. And obviously it can only go up to a cap of 100. So, because obviously this caps it at 100 when it's less than. So, for every 30 frames a second, it's going to go up by that 0.5, as opposed to being decremented by 1. So it takes longer to charge than it does to use it up, which is quite standard. I'll give you a quick showdown of this now, and then I'll show you this line 9 here, and I'll show you why it was quite important to add it in and to actually have it in as less than 5 and as opposed to like 0 or leaving it out entirely. So let's take a quick look here. We have this blue bar at the bottom. If we hold down the right trigger, you can see that it sprints. When it runs out, we go back to normal walking speed. It won't charge up now until I let go of the right trigger, and when I let go it'll start charging up. I can use it whenever I want and just keep tapping it. I can let it charge up all the way. And you can see we're just doing some sort of trotting. And then when we press it again, we got our sprint. I'll give you a quick show now why that line was so important. If we take this line out now and then try sprinting again, you'll see what happens when it gets down to 0. He does this kind of really jittery animation as the stamina bar is trying to increment itself all the time, at least back up to 1, but we're trying to sprint at all times as well. Because it's not getting below 0, we can still actually attempt to sprint, but we can't get very far with it. We've only got like 1 frame of sprinting, so that's why it's quite important to add that one in. And for some reason, I can't. Oh dear, let's add that one back in, shall we? So when the stamina is less than 5, our on-land speed equals 4. And I suppose what we could do here is when the stamina number variable is less than 100, it'll show this meter. So that should work, so it should not appear. Okay, I've done that wrong. Oh dear me. Oh, I've put that on the... I've only gone to put it on the health meter. Let's put it back up here, shall we? Oh dear me. Oh no, 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 no. When that is less than... where's 100? Less than 100. We'll show the stamina bar, not my health meter, because that was kind of retarded. So it's not there, then when we press it, it should go down. And hopefully when it goes back up to full, it should disappear. Yep, and then it's gone away again. So it's something that only shows up as you start pressing it and start using it, but once it's recharged again, it pops away. So that's it. It's not too difficult, a few lines of code, but this line here in particular, just to show the meter, kind of goes with the kind of minimalistic UI, which is something I like heading towards. I like being able to see the prettiness of everything at all times, so I like to try and hide things away whenever I can. So that would be it for it. Just an extra, what, 3, 4, 5 lines? Perfect. Thanks for watching. Ta-ra.